Yo, what's up, squad fam? Yeah, my face cam is sort of fixed. I got a new haircut, so yeah. 8:15. Alright, stuff. My eyes, they hurt a lot, cause I feel really dry. Honestly, who cares? Pop out chat. Yeah, cause I don't have. Yeah, of course I can go do a Minecraft video, but I really want to do an animation. So now I have the chance. I borrowed that kind of graphics card, graphics board, drawing board thingy, whatever that is. I borrowed one from my dad, so I'm gonna do some animation. So yeah, I know nothing about animation. I'm gonna go on YouTube, so yeah. Okay. Now I have a display capture. Yes, I'm sure that it won't share any too personal stuff, right? Alright, I'll turn my magnifier off because my eyes are bad. Everything's pretty much working. One person watching. Hello, person. Yeah. Animation. I know nothing about it. How to oh my, how to animate. Alright. Okay, let me quickly advertise stuff on my Discord. At no. At no. At no. Who's on? TNT's on. Some other people's on. Everyone. Join. General voice. I am live on I'm gonna join general just to see who joins. Okay. One person watching. It's Sunday night. What am I doing wrong? Who knows? I'm gonna watch some. I honestly don't know. I'll watch a tutorial.
Sunday, Monday.
Don't make this copyrighted. Don't make this copyrighted.
Alright, so today I'm going to teach you how to animate. You may watch some of your favorite shows like The Simpsons or Family Guy or Adventure Time or even some of your favorite
another intro.
Now this is a great program, but unfortunately Adobe discontinued this program because now they replaced it with Adobe Animate. So what I recommend you doing is going to your favorite torrent site and download
Adobe CS3. I mean, this is the official website for Adobe, so no, that's a zip. No. Perhaps I'm doing something wrong. Still one person watching. I don't know. What can I do about it? Don't make this copyrighted. Don't make this copyrighted. Don't make this copyrighted.
Are located here. We'll be using those later, but for now, create it.
I'm here to prove the purple mattress blows memory foam out of the bedroom.
Only purple passes the durability test, body heat test.
They're available in the Gumroad link below, so make sure to check that out. Once we're on Krita's website, we're going to go up to download, and we want the Krita desktop version. And the installer I'm going to use is 64-bit installer, but they also have a 32-bit, and it's also available for Windows, Mac, and Linux, which I really like. So we're going to click our installer, and a window will pop up asking where to download the installer. So save it somewhere where you'll be able to access it later, like the desktop. So we'll go ahead and click save, and once the download's done, you'll see it in your download bar down here, or you can navigate to the folder where it's saved. We'll double click it to install Krita, and if you're new to Windows, it may ask you if you really want to run this program. We know this program's safe, so go ahead and click run, and we'll click next to set it up, accept the terms and
shout
agreements,
out to Ivan,
next,
someone in my
and
class
just install it in the default folder.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I leave all this stuff checked when I'm installing it usually. We'll go ahead and click I agree again, install it into our start menu folder, and we'll also create a desktop icon so we can open it later. And click install, and the program will install. And once it says completed on the top left, we're going to go ahead and click next and finish. So I'll go ahead and open up Krita by double clicking on its icon. So when you first open up Krita, it will look like this. To create a new image, we're going to go up to File, New, and we'll create a new document. I'll usually just go under Custom Documents, and I'll set it to 1920 by 1080 at 72 pixels per inch. And if you want to save this for future use, you can type in the name of your format and then click Save. And then next time you want to use the same format, it'll be in this drop-down menu. So we'll go ahead and click Create, and we have a new blank document, which we can go ahead and start drawing in. So let's figure out how to navigate in Krita. So to zoom in and out, it's minus and plus on your keyboard, on the top right by the backspace button. To pan around, hold down the space bar and your cursor will become a hand, and you can move around your page this way. To draw, we're going to grab our brush tool, which is right here, or we could press B as in boy to quickly get to our brush. Now, the default brush may not be the brush that you want, so the window that I like to use is usually this brush preset window over here. And if you don't see that, go under Settings, Dockers, and Brush Presets. We'll be using the Dockers later, so note that our animation and our timeline Dockers are located here. We'll be using those later, but for now, we're just going to go into our brush presets, and you can see there's a whole bunch of them. Probably too much to pick from. So what I like to do is I use this drop down, and I look for the kind of brush that I want to use. And then I can select it, and start using these kind of brushes. So this wet one is kind of nice for doing painting, like backgrounds or something of that sort. Ink is good for sketching and doing your doodles. And you'll notice that I'm getting pressure sensitivity, so when I press harder, I have a thick line, and when I let go and press more softly, I get a thin line. So this is because I am using a tablet to draw. I'm actually not using my mouse.
Okay. So, just so all my personal information won't be on the internet. Turn that off for now. Okay. This is frustrating. Okay, yeah, no, what? I'm gonna do this for now, but if it's way too hard, then I will give up and play Minecraft. I'm sad. What? I don't know. Next, accept the terms of a license agreement or whatever. Next, I don't know what that means, but I suppose default will work. I think I agree. I don't know. There shouldn't be a problem. Should be alright. I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
If I were to use my mouse, it would look more like this. It's kind of clunky, and there's no pressure sensitivity, but you totally can animate with a mouse, but I would highly recommend getting a drawing tablet. If you want a cheap drawing tablet that I would recommend, I put one in the video description below. If you want to erase something, the eraser is located at the top. This is also where your settings are for every tool that you use. So the eraser is this eraser button here, and that'll turn whatever brush you're using into an eraser. So if, say, you're using a softer brush like this one, it'll be a soft kind of erase. Whereas if you're using a hard brush like this one, and you switch it to eraser, it's going to do more of a hard edge erasing. Let's talk about layers, which you can access by clicking this Layers tab right here. If you don't see the Layers panel, you can go up to Settings, Dockers, and Layers. And if your workspace ever gets messed up, you can always go to Window, Workspace, and then Default, and it'll set everything back to its default position. So the way you can think of layers is kind of like stacks of paper. So the layer that's on the bottom is going to be the bottommost stack of paper. The layer on top of it will be on top, but then on top of that layer may be another stack of paper. So that one will be the top layer. So the top piece of paper is going to be what's seen in front, and the bottom piece of paper is what's going to be seen in the back. So to create a new layer, we go down to our Create New Layer button right here in our Layers panel, and that'll add a new layer on top. Usually by default, Krita will already have a layer with a white background on it. If you wanted to get rid of a layer, you just select the layer and then click this trash can, and the layer will disappear, and we now have a transparent image with no background. So here's my first layer, and I'm going to create a second layer by clicking this New Layer button down here. Or I could also go up to Layer, New, and select Paint Layer. So if you have one layer on top and you want to move it underneath, simply click and drag it underneath the layer you want, and then the other layer will appear on top. If to create a new image, we're going to go up to File, New, and we'll create a new document. I'll usually just go under
That's something I don't understand. Stuff. Things are confusing. I am confused. So should you. What am I saying? Krita. Krita.exe. That works for now. Alright, what do I do? File. New. Okay. $19.20. Bye. Create. Okay.
under Custom Documents, and I'll set it to 1920 by 1080 at 72 pixels per inch. And if you want to save this for future use, you can type in the name of your format and then click Save. And then next time you want to use the same format, it'll be in this drop-down menu. So we'll go ahead and click Create, and we have a new blank document.
Okay, I have my blank pen ready. I don't know, let's draw some random stuff. I honestly don't know. That does work. Pineapple. Nothing makes sense. Okay then. What else do I do? I did some random stuff. Brush. Okay.
Which we can go ahead and start drawing in. So let's figure out how to navigate in Krita. So to zoom in and out, it's minus and plus on your keyboard on the top right by the backspace button. To pan around, hold down the space bar and your cursor will become a hand, and you can move around your page this way. To draw, we're going to grab our brush tool, which is right here, or we could press B as in boy to quickly get to our brush. Now the default brush may not be the brush that you want, so the window that I like to use is usually this brush preset window over here. And if you don't see that, go under Settings, Dockers, and Brush Preset.
Brush presets. Okay. Settings. Dockers. No. Settings. Dockers. Brush presets. Yeah. Oof.
We'll be using the Dockers later, so note that our animation and our timeline Dockers are located here. We'll be using those later, but for now, we're just going to go into our brush presets and
Brush presets. There it is. Now. Oh, cool. What is that? Oh my, oh my. I am surely doing something wrong. Brush presets. That's good enough. Up there.
you can see there's a whole bunch of them. Probably too much to pick from. So what I like to do is I use this drop down and I look for the kind of brush at the top. This is also where your settings are for every tool that you use. So the eraser is this eraser workspace and then default, and it'll set everything back to its default position. So the way you can think of layers is kind of like stacks of paper. Dockers, and layers. And if your workspace ever gets messed up, you can always go to Window, Workspace, and then Default.
No.
and it'll set everything back to its default position. So the way you can think of layers is kind of like stacks of paper. Well, you have selected by clicking this arrow tool, and then in this drop-down menu, you can select a color, pick color. If you wanted to fill an object in, you can use this paint bucket tool right here. The paint bucket will fill in with whatever foreground color you have selected. You can also, with the paint bucket tool, turn on the eraser mode, just like with our brush. It will become an eyedropper tool, and you can select whatever color you want using the control button. Line will select no outline. Just going to be using this free transform tool, which is this box with all the handles around it. You can also press the hotkey of Control. You'll get your scale. It is animating. We're going to want a few different tools. We're going to want to go up to settings, dockers, and there's 3 dockers that we want to grab for animation. First off, we want to grab the timeline, probably the most important one. So that'll appear at the bottom here. We also want to grab our settings, dockers,
Hi, do you want to learn how to draw amazing art?
No.
Would you like to learn how to...
Oh, skip.
Hey guys, so for today's video, I just wanted to show you some of the basics of Krita and give you a quick introduction to the program and some of the features that it has, and just show you what I use whenever I'm making a painting. I will probably get more in depth with some of these features in future videos, but for now I think I can just give you a quick overview of the whole program. So of course the first thing that you need to do when you're making a digital painting is to open a new canvas. So you go up to File and click New, and here you'll have the image size, and generally I set that to inches just so I can set the size according to how many inches I want the image to be. Generally for digital paintings I want to make sure that I can print it, so I will make it 8 by 10 or 5 by 7, no less than 5 by 7 because I don't really print anything smaller than that. For this I'm just going to keep it at 8 by 10, and that would be 4,800 pixels by 6,000 pixels. And for the resolution I have 600 inch. Before I used 300 and then I would switch between 300 and 400 pixels per inch, but now I use 600 just to make sure that whenever I'm printing the quality will be great. Also, the color model, I would just leave it at RGB unless you would like to print something, and then you can click CMYK. But if you're going to just be making a digital file and it's just going to be on the web or on your computer, just leave it at RGB. Also, the painting just comes with 2 layers by default. One would be the white layer that would be opaque underneath, and then a transparent layer over top. So I'm just going to create this painting, this canvas I should say. As I said, here we have the white layer underneath and the transparent layer over that. So here on this left side of the toolbar, we have just the little mouse tool, which doesn't really do anything. We have text options. This is the brush that you use. Here's just some line tools.
You know what?
And I don't ever really use these
No
things
one's watching anyway. I'm gonna go
right
figure
over
out
here we have the
something and
crop
maybe
tool, we
record
have
some
the
video.
move tool, the